I'm just going to get started because I'm already late at 6:06. Islam, holy number. Islam, Islam, Islam. We are here. We are here. We are here. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L of CalifaMedia.com, mrcicharities.org and com, riseupthemoors.org and com, and certifiedmoorish.org and com. Happy holy day to all Moors and Muslims. Thank you to all those who are here or will be here in a minute, and those who will view this later. Happy holy day once again. This is me, myself, and I bringing you my weekly, strongly breakdown of what I got going on in all things Moorish, and reporting in on things I saw floating around in the news and the atmosphere, because we were commanded to pay attention to the newspapers and listen to the radio, all that good stuff. So I do that and I report back along with some other stuff I got going on, because Moors have stuff going on. And I figure the sooner we figure out what we all have going on, I'm willing to act as a sort of a beacon, right? Because I use beacons. I might as well be one once in a while, right? So, yeah, just come on, tell you what I got going on, what I saw happen in the news, and maybe you can see where you can contribute, right? Or be like, well, hey, I need some help with this on my side. Hey, let us know. And you can respond or comment. Of course, like, subscribe, share, and please comment so that I know what's on your mind. I'm sharing what's on my mind. It should be reciprocal, Islam. So yes, I am actually interested in what Moors have to say, because two hands are better than one, and 4, 5, 6 are even better than that, right? So I'm always looking for, like, there's a lot of stuff that I missed. Like, did you see something that I missed? If you want, you can comment and let me know what I missed. Or email me at editor@califamedia.com. Okay, now that I got that out the way, if I seem like I'm in a rush, it's because I am. Got a lot going on in my little slice of the planet, right? Just released a book. Quick announcements. I guess I'm gonna skip straight to that part. Released a new book. Yay! Take Your Places. This is the proof. I'm having trouble because something keeps popping up on the cover, but I did place the order to get the hard copy, so they are on their way, so that I can ship them out from my lab along with some goodies that include, like, on this board that's behind me. I used it for marketing, like for when I'm vending on the road, where I have little magnets. Those are magnets that I cut out with my two little hands, right, of all the books that I have in house. So if you have ordered, to show my small bit of thanks and as gratitude for your patience on waiting for your order, you will be receiving, Allah willing, a magnet that matches your book, right? So you can always have it on your refrigerator, and I might be getting ready to do something else with that too, because now I'm finding a lot of time to do stuff. So I'm about to be doing some stuff. So the book was released this past, actually yesterday. Was that yesterday? No, 2 days ago, Wednesday the 29th, because today is Friday. So if you pre-ordered it, your hard copy is forthcoming, but you should have received the digital copy already. And if you already ordered it after the pre-order thing, I am getting to you. Your copy is on the way too, but I'm trying to find time to send you a digital copy as well. Actually, I'm just going to make time and make sure I do that right after I'm done with this. All right, so that's the new book. And don't forget, if you do not have a copy of our very, very popular Isonomy or Torch, those are now in-house at Califa, in-house, right? Actually in my house at CalifaMedia.com. Available exclusively through the CalifaMedia.com. And I guess people want them because, like I said last week, I took them down because of how much I was having to charge to turn a very, very small profit on them, right? By going through other distributors. So I just bought a shelf and put it in my extra space I have. And now I stack them up and I'm my own distributor, which means now that I can sell them for less and make a larger profit. And I'm so glad I did that, because like I said last week, I'm like, I wonder if this will mess up retailers wanting to buy them. And it sure has not, because a week has already passed. I can't believe it. Where I got into, I mentioned that I was contacted by a retailer who asked me, can they buy 2 cases? And I know I should have responded by now, but I haven't. And I'm gonna tell y'all why, because I don't appreciate something they did. So this retailer, I've worked with them before, right? It wasn't a very good experience, but I'm like, whatever, it wasn't enough to make me stop doing business with you. And then now they're getting in touch with me, telling me, oh, we want to order 2 books at this price of a book. Does anybody know what the problem with that is? We want to order your book at this price per book. What's the problem with that? You don't set my price. That's why I haven't responded. If it was any like, we want to order some books. Oh, here's my price and here's my catalog, blah, blah, blah. But I'll get to that after I get to everything else. Oh, look, a week has passed. And I'm like, dang, I guess I missed out on that. I guess I should have hopped on it. There they are again, saying with the same message. So I'm going to respond and let them know, well, with all due respect, you don't set my prices. And if you can pay 12, you can pay 13, right? That kind of thing. Because prices are going up. And yeah, you're not a Moor. I looked through it up for you. Moors are going to get a discount. More retailing Moors will get a discount. Maybe I'll negotiate prices with them. For all else, no, there's got to be some perks to being, part of a select group of people, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start that with my own thing, where I got that power. And then that reminded me, like, wow, this is pretty cool that I have people bringing, I don't know where they're getting their dollars from. You know how dollars circulate within communities? Like our people, they say it only circulates once and it's gone. So it's like, oh, look at that. I'm actually bringing money into the Moorish community. 20% of it automatically stays right there in Mercy Charities as a charity that will help Moorish groups. I cannot help Moorish individuals because some of the individuals we did help messed it up for everybody. And if you want to see a list of those names, the site is down right now, but it will be back up soon. Or I think they might be listed on Mercy Charities Instagram account, because I let them know this is not my money. I'm going through the trouble of setting up a charity so that people feel comfortable donating to something because they can get a tax write-off for it, and then with the added bonus of being able to apply for grants. So I went through the trouble of setting up that kind of entity. Then I went through the trouble of raising money on your behalf. And I went through the trouble of making you sign something that says you promised to pay it back so we can help somebody else. And then you did it. But I also included the caveat, if you don't, I'm going to put you on major blast as often as I can, every time the opportunity presents itself. Not to embarrass you, but that so other people know not to work with you. Because, hey, I don't know how they might be with you, but I'm going to let you know what they did with us. It wasn't me. It wasn't my money. I collected this on your behalf, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, yeah, let me get back to what I was talking about. So that's the new book. Oh, of course, I have my notes because why? I respect your time. All right. Don't forget, we have the Georgia meetup coming soon. Actually, it's in like a couple of weeks because today is the 31st, right? That will be from November 14th through the 16th. So November 14th, 15th, and 16th, Moors will be in and around the Georgia metro area. There's a whole map. It's a plotted out map. I think there's links in the map that I loaded up. And that's on riseofamoors.org/Georgia. You got to scroll down like 4 pictures and it's right there. Big old map. Along with a video that breaks down the itinerary, which is also there as a poster. But if you want some details, there's actually a video there too. I'm doing my best. So you are invited if you want to go to Georgia. And I'm looking into maybe turning the first stop. So the first stop is where Moors will congregate and just to get together. If you want to, join us from beginning and then everybody move on to the venues together. But you are welcome to join in and join out at any point of the itinerary, right? In or out, peace, Moors. And so the first stop is a restaurant, right? And they happen to have a meeting space. So I've contacted them to see, it's like, well, we're going to be there anyway, just waiting for the Moors to gather and then moving on. And since we're going to be there anyway, you got a space, can we use it to actually have a little meeting? Because if all goes well, like I said, I ordered the books. I will actually have copies of this book in-house in hand and be able to like, actually, I got to talk to them more. I'm setting up a business in Georgia, and I can walk y'all through how I set the business up in Georgia using what's in this book. And the book will be there available for sale along with everything else, if all things go well. All right. And I think that's that for that. All right. How am I doing? 10 minutes in. This might be a short one because I have a bunch of stuff I want to get to, right? It's like, you know how that is. When you feel like doing it, you better do it because you know how that feeling fades quickly. And because of how fast time is passing, might want to get to it because it'll be Friday again before you know it. So, weekly news. I didn't have time to come up with any clever titles for it, which is because it's weird. It's like, yay, I got this book out the way. I should have more time. No, I just have more tasks. I don't know where they came from, but there they are. So I'm gonna deal with them. All right. No, this book will not be on Amazon. This, because I know how people be scamming. So I'm doing my best. I'm gonna let y'all know why. And it's funny. I had planned to do this before what I'm gonna say happened. So this is how I set up my business. I did this because Moors are all too many people calling themselves Moors were saying, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. Just sign up for my course. And you sit there and you watch a video and you walk away with hopefully some notes, but not that much understanding. So my thing is here, let me give you, this ain't it. I'm just using this as an example, right? Okay, here we go. Here's the exact paperwork. Actually, this is perfect. Here's the exact paperwork that I use to set up and run the business, to set up the business I've been running using these strategies. First, you set up your strategy. Now, I know what I want to do. How am I going to do it? Those are my tactics. Okay, that kind of stuff, right? So I'm not saying sit here and watch a 2-hour video and still not know really what to do. You have a better understanding, but not a clear understanding. Here's my paperwork. If you don't understand that, or you want to start small, here's the book that breaks down the paperwork. Okay. So this will not be available anywhere except through Califa Media, because folks will go through the people I just talked about, the package sellers. Right? I call my stuff a toolkit because the package sellers messed up the word package. So I got to use toolkit. And it's like, that's fine. I like that better anyway. So I'm keeping this close to the chest because just like with the charity, I can't trust Moors. All right. It's getting kind of messed up. It's like, I thought we were the only people I could be comfortable and just let you have it, but I know I can't. And then the reason it's funny, I was going to do that anyway, and then come to find out I'm just doing some other stuff, updating prices on my books and all that stuff, and come to find out somebody has published a full and unedited, unadulterated, unremixed copy of one of my books. Just straight up took it and just put his name on it. And it's selling it on KDP. I'm still dealing with it. It's working. I'm working on it, and I'm doing some stuff. But it's like, yeah, I'm kind of glad it happened because it's showing me what to do going forward. I didn't know my stuff was worth just stealing it and republishing it as your own. So to make sure that can't be done, this is not available as a digital version unless I send it to you, and you can't open it unless you use the email address that I send it to. So if you forward it to somebody, they can't open it because people mess stuff up for folks, right? I wish I didn't have to go through all that trouble, but unfortunately, I know people will abuse it. So you have to get it through me. All right. I hope that answers your question. It is on the website. You can go to califamedia.com and it's right up there up front. Califamedia.works. That's just the store, the store portion, because I'm transitioning away from my other site. Or you can go on Certified Moorish, or I think it might be on Rise of the Moors, but I'm pretty sure it's on certifiedmoorish.org as well. I hope that answers your question. All right. Yeah, so people just be messing stuff up, right? But hey, right, if it's any good, it's any good because folks will steal it. So I'll take it as a partial compliment. And now it's letting me know to lock the rest of my stuff down. So thank you, right? Then let me check on the rest of my things. And let me keep everything I can close to the chest, because what they stole don't even come close to comparing to what's up in this. That kind of thing. All right, and there's still more to come. I just gotta like take a breather. Okay, speaking of breathers, this week I'm real quick. I'm gonna cover us because I want to get to wearing out the saints because it's all Hallows Eve, right before All Saints Eve, which it's a whole thing that I don't even want to deal with. And I actually forgot that today was Halloween when I picked out the title. All right. So first, I want to say shout out to Jamaica. All right. I'm not going to say too much about that because I don't think there needs to be too much said about it. Those people have been there since actual time immemorial. The people that are there right now, despite what the father of lies colonists have told everybody to tell us, those people have been there this whole time. Those are the survivors of all hurricanes past. Those are the descendants of the people who survived all the other hurricanes. I'm not worried about them. I figure they know what to do, right? Only thing I'm worried about is pink people coming in to help them. All right, that's the biggest thing that scares me. I hope they know better. It sounds like they do because I'm seeing I don't really like engaging in TikTok, but I do like the content. It's really cool. It's like going outside. There's so many different kinds of people sharing so many different kinds of things. It's really dope. It's really dope. If you like, if you just scroll every time somebody starts cursing, and the algorithm actually learns to like not to raise the brow on your selection. I like their algorithm. I got to tell right now because it just got bought by some Zionist, but I like it as of now. But anyway, from what I'm seeing, the Jamaicans are saying they're warning each other. I'm not saying y'all better watch out. I'm repeating what I'm hearing Jamaicans telling each other. Like, yes, y'all not saying run. Y'all not saying beg. Y'all saying close ranks. We need to just be dealing with each other because everybody's coming up in here to grab our land. So don't sell it to nobody that don't look like you. And we got to keep an eye on everybody that look like us to make sure they don't sell it out from under us. On the real, for real serious. That's for y'all. On the real. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. So that's Jamaica. Good luck with the mud because I hope that's the biggest problem y'all have is the mud. All right. And rest easy to those who didn't make it. All right, for whatever reason. All right. So other news that Morris might find interesting, and I'm going to read off of it. It's the anniversary a couple of days ago on October 27th was the anniversary of the International Religious Freedom Act. Check this out. So on October 25th, 2025, the U.S. Department of State, which is supposed to be closed, issued a press statement marking the anniversary of the International Religious Freedom Act, IRFA, which reflects U.S. policy commitment to religious liberty abroad. Funny they say that, okay? It's specifically they're recognizing the people in other countries or international peoples to be able to worship how they see fit. There's a reason why I'm going here. More than already know. So although this is a foreign policy measure, the emphasis on religious freedom underscores a broader national and international environment in which Moorish Americans assert their cultural identity. The anniversary draws attention to freedom of worship, public expression of faith, and autonomous cultural identity, all resonant for Moorish communities seeking independence of cultural religious expression. Exactly. Relevant to the Moors as technically this is relevant to the Moors as technically we are foreign to the occupying government while simultaneously being an indispensable part of the same government, aka part and parcel. So yes, I can exercise freedoms that are encoded, or not even freedoms, protection. Yeah, freedoms that are protected and encoded in the Constitution for the United States. I can do that, but I can also do something else outside of that because that was put in place for y'all. That's put in place for the foreigners. We have to respect it too. We should respect it because it's a great piece of work, right? But anything outside of that piece of work, that thing that sets up the federal part, I can do whatever I want, right? And I can actually you've actually set up stuff where I can do that. A good example being, go back to it, 508c1a. Okay. I should not have to file paperwork that says, get out my face, leave me alone, and mind your own business because you're on my land. I shouldn't have to tell you that. But we are dealing with cave beasts. Do you want to fight them, or would you like to use that same time and energy to run your business? Okay. Give the hairy baby his bottle. All right. And keep it moving. It's right there. You can take the door or you could take the window. Your choice. I'm choosing the door. All right. So anyway, next piece of information. Oh yeah. Okay, so where my Negroes at? AKA the blacks. Where they at? So I don't know if y'all heard about this. This goes back to that No Kings thing. So on October 24th, 2025, an episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, on that episode, Bill Maher commented on the racial makeup of the recent No Kings protest, noting that a Baltimore paper had quote, struggled to find a picture of black people in this march. My first question, I don't know if the first one that popped in your head, first question popped in my head, why are you looking for us? There's 7 million people out here. Why are you just looking for one group of people? Anyway, turning to guest Michael Steele, former chairman of the Republican National Committee, Maher asked why so few black faces were in the crowd. Steele immediately broke the tension with humor saying, well, we held a meeting, mocking the implication that black Americans must secretly organize collective decisions instead of just simply exercising common sense. He then explained that many black Americans may sympathize with the protesters' cause, but are less likely, they may sympathize, but they are less likely to attend large demonstrations that could put their jobs or safety at risk, observing that the quote, for us, the cost of showing up can be higher. Okay, so he's saying this is a so-called black guy who was once the chairman of the Republican National Committee, which that should give you some indication of how he has to speak, okay? So he's saying, like a Republican would, we don't want to mess with our money. That's why we're not showing up. No, bro. No, sir. No, not every Moor is my brother. I don't even know if that's a Moor. No, sir. We're not showing up because it ain't got nothing to do with us. We're not showing up because we've seen the benefit of wearing out your shoes. Sue them. That's what worked for us. All that marching they did during the Civil Rights Act, and what finally got something to happen. They took these mugs to court, specifically federal court. They worked their way up from state court to federal. That's why I start with federal. Like, why waste all that money and time? Just start with federal. Take it completely out their hands. And if you do it right, you can also do supplemental jurisdiction and all simultaneously sue them on the state level in the federal court, again, taking it out their hands. And if you know that, usually they'll just settle because you're supposed to be dumb nigga. You ain't supposed to know none of this. You're supposed to just let me roll over you. But you know to sue it all, let alone to sue like this. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, so it says Maher. Oh, that's the wearing out the saints thing. I don't care what Maher had to say. So that's what he's saying. I just found it funny. I'm just like, why are you looking for us? I know why, right? You need the validation of the people who are supposed to be there. This is true for any land, right? Whenever a group of people are trying to get something accomplished for their people on a land that is not theirs. I'm not saying they're not supposed to be there. You are not native nor indigenous to this land. And you're not indigenous. And in most cases, you're not native either. There is a difference. All right. And people talking about, oh, indigenous means native. Yeah, those are the same people that say black means more. No, it doesn't. Where's my Moor shirt? Do I have a Moor shirt? I do, but it's not black. But my point is, indigenous, if you actually break it down, indigene, it has genes up in it, right? I'm not going into it. It means that you are of that. You are made of that soil. You know how the Bible broke it down. How did Allah create Adam? He formed him from the soil. So which soil were you formed of? Indigene. You're indigene of that soil. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna just get into the wearing down of the saints. I look at our people as the saints, right? Just because, our one-on-ones teach that the angels are AKA the Moors, right? And if you subscribe to that, you do know that that's the fact, right? In my experience, though limited though it may be, because it is just my experience, not the experience, but I have heard recently that when foreigners send their children over here as like exchange students, they tell them, if you get in trouble, don't find a police officer, find a black woman, so-called black woman, and then they'll help you out. What? No, don't go to the police. Go specifically to a black woman. They'll help you out. And my experience, I used to wonder why, when I was in college, did all these little Asian girls and these little girls from like Latin American countries and this teeny tiny girl from India, why were they always like up under me? It was crazy, right? And I thought for a while, it's like, is it just because I'm like the Indian? I'm a foot taller than you. We're like the same age. I think she was like a year younger than me. I think we had the same birthday. It was crazy, but she was like a year younger than me. I'm like, why are you all up under me all the time? She was cool. We were good friends. It was fine. But I didn't know what it was. I thought, okay, I'm just bigger than you. Maybe that's what it is. You feel safe. And then come to find out, no, mothers are telling their children, if you get in trouble, find a little red hen. Little, I'm not that. I'm like 5'5", red, red man. Hen, as in, woman. Little red hen. So go find a little red hen to hide under. I love it, right? And so that's why I'm like, yeah, that whole us being the angels thing, I think that's a thing. And who welcomes and makes people feel as comfortable and as okay being around us as we do. That whole cookout thing. Everybody wants to be invited to the cookout, and they know all they got to do is treat us right and defend us when we're not around. That kind of thing. It's not hard, but people seem to have difficulty with it. And yeah, this wearing out the saints. That's in what was that? Daniel. Oh, did I write it down? I know it's in the book of Daniel. Oh, I didn't write it down. I know it's in the book of Daniel, where it said that Satan was just going to wear out the saints, constantly testing testing that prophecy of Noble Drew Ali, where it don't matter what it looks like. It don't matter what it looks like. It don't matter what it looks like. It's all going to end up in our hands. I'm just like, thank you for providing that to us, because I understand what's going on. And I understand why it's working on some people, because this stuff is messed up. It's everything that's going on around us. Like this whole thing with the government being shut down, and folks are focusing on, they're gleefully, and I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I'm saying these are the major saints, because I figure that the least of us who still find a way to be kind and generous despite going through messed up stuff and they need help, those are the best of us, right? In this case, I'm gonna use the example of so-called black women, single black mothers and their children. I'm seeing in the ethers all over the place where people are celebrating their suffering. I'm like, of course you are. You're smiling to my, yeah, y'all about to be hungry. Yeah. The government shut down. Yeah. And I'm just like, that's the part you focusing on? All this stuff going on. The government is shut down. And this is one consequence of that, is that these women and children won't be able to eat. That's one. That's not even major. How about the fact that you got all of these countries occupied right now by United States soldiers who aren't getting paid? You don't want to focus on that, right? I think I mentioned it last week or Tuesday. I had to cancel my flight to Georgia. I'll still be there. I'm driving instead, because TSA is making it, made it where, they're not showing up. So you don't need to show up 2 hours early for your flight. You need to show up 3 to 4 hours early for your flight, because there might only be one agent. And you might want to reconsider that completely, because the air traffic controllers, the ones that keep the planes from crashing into each other, they have to show up, but because of how their contracts are, but they're not getting paid. And they're already stressed out, and now you're not getting paid. Are you sure you want to? But let's focus on black women and their children. Gotcha. The first shall be last, though. Just remember that. Who's the last? Okay, now who's the last of the last? And I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Y'all enjoy your Halloween, right? Turn off your lights. So people can't make the excuse of, oh, you left your lights on. You need to give me some free poison, right? Or my children are going to commit property damage on you. That's Halloween to me. All right. I actually have a book. I should read it to y'all. There's a passage in a book that I have called Muslim Parents' Guide to Raising, or Muslim Parents' Guide to Raising Children in North America. It's right behind me. I don't know if y'all are interested in hearing it. I might just post it up later because I actually did read it with my children like 10, 11 years ago. So yeah, I might just post that up. It'll be as posted as a long or a short on YouTube. If I can get it down to 3 minutes, I'll put it on Instagram too. But yeah, it just goes into Sam Hain. Ain't nothing wrong with that stuff, right? All that stuff they call pagan. That just means I don't follow your God. What's wrong with that, right? But some people took it too far and said that that's an excuse to kill you and take your stuff. Right? I ain't got no problem with those things that can be confirmed by the movements of the stars in the sky that I can actually see and observe and see the results of them being around, that kind of thing. But y'all enjoy your day, right? Take it easy. Check out all our sites, califamedia.com, mrcicharities.org, riseofthemoors.org, and riseofthemoors.org specifically /Georgia if you're going to be in the Georgia area. And we got another one coming up in January in Arizona, back to Arizona. All right. So, and certifiedmoorish.org if you want to get your business set up so that you don't have to be worried about, is this colonist going to cut me off? Doesn't matter because I built this soft landing anyway. And don't be surprised if, because these curses are switching. Don't be surprised if an industry switches to your hands just because you set yourself up and made it where you were ready to receive it. Get ready, stay ready. And you sick of working for other folks. Don't you want to get up when you feel like getting up? Right? I'm only able to do meetups because I'm not rich, but I'm not broke either, right? I maintain and I answer to self and my customers. Thank you to my patrons. But other than that, yeah. And with that, Moors, that's 30 minutes. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all of those who will see this later. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next Friday on another live. Well, hopefully I'll have more to report. All right. Peace and love. I will check y'all out later. And y'all have a great one. Not a good one, a great one. Peace. Bye-bye. Y'all. All right. Share that.